Hey everyone, welcome to my podcast, Reclaiming My Power, I Choose Me. I'm Nandi. Thank you for joining me today. Guess what? Today I have a special guest, my sister, not sister, sister from another mother, Janel. Thank you so much for joining me today, for agreeing to join me. I know it was a last minute conversation, but I appreciate you.
I know, and I appreciate you.
I love you.
I love you too.
So let me tell you a little bit about how we met. So we've known each other since 2002. 2002. So that was 21 years. 21 years. And so how did we met? I'll let you tell that story. How did we meet? I should say. How did we meet?
So it was my first day at Hewitt. Was it Hewitt? No, it was Northern Trust at the time.
It was Northern Trust at the time,
because Hewitt bought us out. So it was my first day at Northern Trust. And I was new. I didn't know anyone. And so I walked into the room where all the newbies were. And I saw Nandi with other people. We were all new, brand spanking new, didn't know each other. And I walked in and I saw her. And I didn't know I did this. But I looked at her and I looked her up and down. I gave her the once over.
She sure did.
And she looked at me like... And so I didn't realize until later that I did that. But we became fast friends. We helped each other a lot during training. We got on the floor and we were literally one cubicle over from each other, and we just
stayed in trouble.
Yeah, just
always in trouble.
We've just been friends and sisters and just homies ever since.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. So she got it right, and I ended up telling her that story like a few years later. I mean, looked me up and down, and I was in fighting mode. Like, really? But she ended up, I mean, that was my initial reaction, but she is the sweetest. And let me tell you about Janel. One of the things that I aspire to be is as organized as she is. So I will say I used to deal with migraines and headaches. And I think it's because I kept a lot of stuff inside instead of writing things down. My sister, how do we even come up with that name?
You did it. I don't even remember.
And it's been years, and I don't know if it was an accident.
You know what? And we didn't have text and all of that back then.
So
I don't know. Because we can't say like it was a mess up on it, so I don't know. We probably was just talking and you said it and
we just
sister sounds good. I'm sure that's what happened.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
List. Thank you.
I'm the list queen.
See?
I'm the list queen.
The organized one.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I want to be like Janel when I grow up, because she doesn't get headaches like that because she writes everything down. She has a list for the list, to remember the list, and then some. There is nothing that she does that's not written down, that's not on a calendar. I mean, one of these days, I will get there. I praise before I leave this earth, because I want to know what that feels like. What does that feel like?
It's peace. It is peace. If somebody says, I want to do something, okay, let me put you on the calendar. Because if it's not written down or on the calendar, I'm going to forget. I realize I'm human. My brain is this small, and it's too much to hold. So I encourage everyone to make a list, put it on the calendar. We have a family calendar. Literally, like we're not doing this trying to remember stuff.
Wow.
And my daughter does it. I'm like, Trina, what you gotta do? She'll just send me a list. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. She knows how her mother operates. Absolutely.
Wow. So you have a grocery list? You have
Listen. When I leave here, I'm going to Publix and I got my list in the phone.
You already have the list?
Absolutely. Yes.
So you already know what you're doing next month around this time?
It's on the calendar. And if somebody calls and needs to add, I'm adding it to the calendar. It's peace.
Yeah, because when I asked her about doing the show, she said, I'll get back to you. Let me check my calendar.
A whole executive over here, okay? Yeah, we need, listen.
But I've never seen you stressed. Mm-hmm. Not to say things don't bother you.
Right.
But I've never seen you overwhelmed and scatterbrained like your sister over here. Because I mean, even you saw today, just today alone. So, I love that. I admire that about you. Your preparation, you're so detailed, you're so thorough. And if we're going somewhere, if it's a trip, oh, you best believe it's planned from beginning to end.
Absolutely.
I mean, if she's planning something, she's gonna send you the wheres, the hows, the how much, the timing. Everything is planned to the T. So I love that.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I'm working to be the best me.
Be like you when I grow up. That's the part, this whole I choose me.
Absolutely.
I'm working on that part of it. I want to choose my sanity and my peace by having proper organization. I'll get there. I'm working on it.
Well, actually, you're doing it. So let's just go ahead and give you your props. Because this requires organization. It requires thought process. It requires you to have a list of things. You can't just be all over the place because you can't put something like this in place without being organized. So let's just go ahead and give you your props. Good job, sis.
Thank you.
You are.
Have you seen growth there? I mean, like in addition to that, have you seen?
Absolutely. So when you talk about me not being stressed, I do get stressed, but it's not because I haven't organized on my end. My stress comes from other people's not being organized. Does that make sense? Or different things that happen in the world, just life happening. That's where my stress comes from. But if I can keep myself together, because that's all we can do, is keep ourselves together.
Absolutely.
And then think about how to respond to other things that's happening. So you have definitely grown to get to this space. Because you were thinking about things that you could do. I'm going to write a book. There's so many things you had planned in the past.
Yes.
But now you're here. So that's growth. That's maturity.
Thank you.
That's list. That's organization. All of that played a part in you getting to this point. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you,
so
sis.
proud of you.
Thank you.
Definitely.
It's definitely, and it's been a journey, and
Absolutely.
you have been a part of that journey.
Absolutely.
The transformation. You've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. And so I thank you for being with me on this journey, and
of course.
It's so good to be here. Things again, and I've said in other episodes, it's not perfect. It doesn't mean that I wake up every day and it's no. It just means that I'm intentional.
Correct.
About moving forward and glowing forward, and so I thank you so much for all of your love, all of your support, and just being with me on this journey. So tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay.
And what you do.
So I am an elementary school counselor. My school is pre-K through 5th grade. And I've been doing that now for the past 5 years. It'll be 5 years in January. Oh, so prior to that, we were in corporate.
Yes. Yes, we were.
But prior to that, I was in education. So I've been in and out of education for about 15, 20 years. I love the children. And I love the impact that I have on them when I'm around them. And the things that I can do to encourage them and build them up. So I do that. I'm a mom. My baby is 15, 10th grader this year. I'm excited, but I'm nervous because motherhood is not defined.
There's
you
no
just
manual.
Gotta go with what your instinct, a lot of prayers, your village. So
you do the best you can.
Absolutely.
There is no manual.
Absolutely. So I'm a mom. I'm a counselor. I'm a friend. So that's me.
Yay! And she's so fabulous. She's
so
awesome.
Thank you.
I see her being, a doctor. I'm putting it out there. I see a PhD. You know, she's
So
this close. This close.
she has been putting that out there for years.
And I'm gonna continue because she's just that fabulous, that smart, that awesome.
Thank
and
you.
The world needs you.
As a doctor though,
Yes.
I can't just be.
Yes.
I mean, I have 3 degrees. Yeah. And I just really don't want to go back to school, you know. But if that's what God has for me, I'm open to it.
I see you running these schools. I see you,
Woo.
you know, well, never mind. I won't say professor because you love dealing with the kids.
I do.
I see bigger things.
Well, listen, I receive that.
Yeah.
I absolutely receive that. All the blessings. Thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I have a 2-part question. One from a counselor perspective, and then one, you know, from as a mother. So a couple of the things that I've gone through, I've referenced molestation and I've referenced bullying. So from a counselor standpoint, what do you look for as far as your kids are concerned in school? Are there particular signs that you look for, training that you guys have in that area?
So in regards to molestation or anything regarding sexual abuse, we have to take a mandated training every year in regards to child abuse. All educators have to take it at the beginning of the year. And it's usually about an hour long, and we get a certificate after it's over. And it talks about signs and things that you need to look for in regards to abuse. Which abuse is, you know, it could be verbal, it could be physical. So you look for things like, you know, children that are unusually quiet, children that may be scared to go home, kids that may hoard food because they're not being properly supervised or taken care of. You look for children that may constantly complain about pain, you know, in certain areas. So you look for bruises. You look for when you're talking to kids, if they flinch. So those are things that you look for as educators. You look for, you know, if they come into my office, I look for, are they open to talking, or do I have to pull a little bit? So it's a lot of different things that we look out for as it pertains to child abuse, whether it's verbal or physical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that more and more now? Is that, and the reason why I'm asking is through this journey that I'm on, this ever since I started the podcast and I started telling my story, I've heard from a few people, quite a few, well, I'm not going to say quite a few people. I know quite a few people, but recently I've heard from a few people that have experienced those things, that may not have shared it or are going through therapy, and it's happening so much. And so I'm just wondering if you're seeing that. I know you can't discuss details, and I respect that, but you know, are you seeing that? Is it increasing? Is it?
So not so much physical abuse in the schools I haven't seen just personally, but verbal abuse, oh yes.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Because kids are scared to communicate with each other, and then they act out in ways where we have to figure out, why is this behavior occurring?
Yeah.
A lot of times when we talk to the parents and the families, we figure out some things, but a lot of it is interacting with the kids and, you know, just kind of asking them questions, you know, what's going on at home, what's your routines. So it's a lot of verbal abuse, and it's because, unfortunately, you know, parents are younger, grandparents are younger, you know, all these distractions, technology, you know, kids and video games, that's raising the kids. So
social
they
media.
don't, so they don't know how to communicate well. So if you're going to your mom or your dad or whoever your caregiver is, and you're trying to talk to them, they're like, go play on the iPad or go on the TV. You know, that's how you learn to communicate. So then you come to school and you don't know how to communicate with your peers, with your teachers. So verbal abuse is really prevalent, unfortunately.
So sad.
It is. And so that's why when I know in my school, when kids come, there's lots of hugs, there's lots of, love flowing around because we know that this may be the safest environment that they experience that day. Wow. So I know my goal is to keep a smile on my face, and if they don't remember anything throughout the day, I saw Miss G, she gave me a hug, and I'm hugging everybody because they need to feel that love somewhere.
And they may not be getting that.
Absolutely
that touch. That touch is so important, and you're like the perfect person for that.
Well,
you're just
thank you.
such a nurturer.
Thank you.
And I know they love.
They
love seeing you, being around you, and just feeling your energy and feeling your love.
Absolutely, absolutely is needed. Definitely. Yeah.
So you and I, we both have girls.
Yes.
You have your daughter, and I have my girls. And so, what are some of the ways you've gone above and beyond to protect your daughter from any type of violation?
Right. So I am very realistic. I don't take it for granted that she knows anything.
Yeah.
I don't. I have to teach her. And so from the time she was little, like she knew mommy is in charge and you're going to listen to me.
Yes.
To my voice. And so, every day she would come home from school. We're having those conversations in the car, at home. I'm in her business. It is not like, we going in our room and close the door. I'm in there. What you doing?
Right.
What you looking at? What book is
this?
There is no privacy. What friend is that? There is no privacy. And she's 15. And now she has her door open. I can go get her phone. Who's this? What? So, and I show her things. We read together. I talk to her when I get home from school. I'm telling her from the time she was little. I get home from school. I'm like, let me tell you what happened with these children today. It's always life lessons and learning lessons in everything. I talk to her about being a young lady. I say those things to her when she leaves the house. Remember, you're a young lady.
That's right.
Remember who you're representing. Remember who you are. I've said those things since she was little. So now it's not a problem. Yeah. And she says to me, Mommy, I got it. Thank you, Lord. I got it.
Job well done.
I got it. So I read books with her about how to be a young lady, about her body, about how her temple is important. You only get one. You are not to give it away to anyone. You are not allowed to let anyone touch you. Even with friends, family members, I tell her, you are to protect this.
That's right.
And if someone, I don't care who it is trying to touch you, you need to let mommy know. And I got them. Now her daddy can do, but let mommy know. And we're both very protective of her. She's our only daughter. But I think, me being mom and knowing the things that await her as an adult, and then how the world views women, and just, how we've been used and abused in the past, and just taken for granted and treated any kind of way. I don't take any chances when it comes to her, and I don't assume that she knows. Yeah. So even now, I just make sure that I'm pouring into her, affirming her, so she doesn't have to look for that anywhere else.
Exactly.
She gets it at home. So that's just some of the things that I do, and I'm always praying, and I'm not the perfect mom, but part of my prayer every day is, God, I want to be the best mother.
That's right.
That I can be. So
as you are, you're
Thank
so
you so
phenomenal. And like we just said, they don't come with manuals, but I just admire how in tuned you are. I admire your relationship, and that she gets it, and she respects you enough to share certain things with you. I love the dialogue that you guys have, and it's a gift. It's definitely a gift. That's one thing I have, based on my experiences, I wanted to make sure that my girls never went through that.
Absolutely.
Now, were we overprotective in some cases? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I don't see how you can't be.
Right. Right.
In this day and age, like, you have to be. Like,
You have to. And
it's not a choice.
I don't regret it because my girls are phenomenal, but from the time they were little, if they were old enough, if they were smart enough to say stop, stop, they were like 6, 7 months old. If you can say stop and no, then I can start teaching you because you're picking up on certain things already. So I taught them about their body parts, good touch, bad touch, good touch, bad touch. And I was very transparent about certain things, not to scare them, but to make them more aware. We were so protective of where they went, who they were around.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Because we only get one chance. You only get one chance to protect your kids. And once you miss that opportunity, there's damage there.
Absolutely. And you have to be okay with saying no. Like, I've been able to tell my daughter no since she was little. So when I say no now, it's just like, okay.
Yes.
I don't get lip. I don't get an attitude because it's, I know my mom is doing what she needs to do to protect me.
Right.
There is no, I'm going to go ask my dad. If it's no, it's no. If it's yes, you best believe I've done the research. Who's going? You want to go where? Who's going? Right. What time y'all going to be there? Because I'm going to be around the corner. Like, it's, and she understands, like, if it's no, it's no. If it's yes, it's yes.
Or it's a group activity.
Or absolutely.
We're right here. Oh, where are we going?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I will pull up, and she knows that. Have and will pull up.
Yes.
And hugging all the kids. Hey, baby.
Yes.
I'm trying, mama.
Exactly.
Because if we're all with me, now you all are my kids. You're my responsibility, and I treat you just like mine.
That's right.
So that's part of the problem. Society is not embracing all of our kids. These are all of our children.
Exactly.
Even if you don't biologically have kids, this is our world.
Yeah.
We are all here for each other.
That's right.
And these are all of our babies.
Exactly.
So we should act in that mindset, but unfortunately everybody doesn't have that. But I do and you do. And so we're going to do our part.
My kids, their friends, they have stories. They would come, they would spend the night. And I would make them breakfast. We would have talks. We would have, and I love that my girls have those memories. It wasn't just about them. I embraced their friends.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I was very protective of my girls. I never wanted them to experience that hurt, that pain, that trauma that I went through. Bullying. Bullying. Has Trin gone through that? Has she been through that at all?
So thankfully, no.
Okay,
but I did talk to her about what a bully does, the definition of a bully, and how to stand up to them if she experienced it.
Yeah.
As far as I know, she didn't experience any really bullying. More like, she's not my friend today, when she was younger.
Yeah.
But Trin is a lot like me. I am... I'm friends with everybody. Like, I'm the one that's gonna include everyone.
Right.
Even if you're a little weird or whatever, I'm including everybody because I think we're all a little weird. Everybody has quirks and all
special.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
Special in our own
I'm the
way.
one that's like, we're all friends. And so Trent is the same way.
Oh, wow.
As a result of that, everybody wants her to come to everything, and I'm
well, she earned it, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. So thankfully she hasn't had to deal with that, but of course I see it at work. Now the school year has just started, so I haven't seen anything this year. But last year and previous years, I've seen it. And it's more, kids just... See, people like to throw that word bullying around. Bullying is defined as treatment that is done over a period of time. A lot of our children are being mean to each other.
Yes.
So kids will say, they're bullying me. What are they doing? Because, see, that's the kind of counselor I am. When you coming into my office talking about somebody... What are they doing exactly? How long has it been going on? And I give that when I go in the classrooms and do my guidance lessons, I'm like, okay, tell me what you think bullying is. And then they'll tell me, and I'm like, nope, that's being mean. Now, if you're telling me you get on the bus every day and somebody's targeting you every single day, and it's been happening for months, that's a bully.
Yeah.
And every county in Georgia, we have a bullying process where if you allege bullying, You have to talk to the assistant principal. There's documentation that is sent out to your parent. There are conferences that have to be held.
Oh, you don't
say. And this follows you.
Huh.
So if you are accused of bullying and it is found out during the investigation that you were, in fact, bullying, it is put in your record.
Wow.
And it follows you. So that's why I tell people, people say bullying, but it's not a loose term to be used. If you know the definition, then use it correctly. But if you don't, it's just our kids just being mean to each other.
Right.
And in some cases, just being kids. I don't like you.
And it's so funny that you just described that process. I didn't know that because Imani went through something similar when she was in elementary school. And hers was a bullying situation because it went on for a period of time. And so we tried to handle it. We try to handle it the right way.
Right.
We talked to the teacher. We talked to the counselor, and nothing was done. And it was a combination of teasing, but there were threats there. There were, and it wasn't just one. It was one main character, but she had influence over others, and so. Us being us, because we're going to protect our kids by any means necessary, we made an appearance at the school.
Absolutely.
And I think we were actually there to witness part of it happening. And so my daughter, Kaya, she went to handle one part of it. And I approached a counselor because my position was, are you going to do something about it now? Or
right?
Because if you don't, I'm going to handle it.
Right.
And so, and hubby was there too.
Right.
And so, I think this was a situation where they ended up bringing the girls, the main one, her parents in, and we had this big meeting in the office, in the principal's office, and I wish my girls were here to tell this story because their version is hilarious.
I'm
but
sure.
all I'm gonna say is, it was handled. It was handled. We were very stern and firm. We were together as a unit. We made our presence known, and we made it very clear that Imani was not the one. Move on. She's not the one.
Right.
And our presence and our message was so clear that going forward, the girl didn't even make eye contact with Imani anymore. They ended up going to another school, and she acted like she didn't even see her. But it's not that I'm being mean to other kids. Those are my babies.
Right.
I'm gonna go above and beyond to protect them. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna follow the proper protocol. But at the end of the day, those are mine, and I'm not gonna let anything happen to them. Some of the things I went through the bullying, which was a period of time. And I know how that felt. I know how lonely that felt. So that was something I vowed my girls would never
go through. Now, how long ago was that for Imani?
That was elementary school. So she's 24 now. So that was
maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah.
About 15 years ago. So since
sorry. That's why I even brought that up, because not one time did they mention that process that you just described.
And so I was just getting ready to say the process has changed. So years have passed. Children have committed suicide as a result of bullying. So because so many things have happened, that's why they now have these different processes in place. And so it was good that you all went, as a unit. Yeah. And we need more parents to come up to the school. And and say, hey, I'm not okay with this. Unfortunately, what we run into are parents who don't answer the phone. Just dropping kids off, and they're sick. All kind of things that you're just like, really? We would have never done this in years past. But parenting, as we know it, is not like it used to be.
Oh my gosh. That's
so
sad.
Unfortunately, when it comes to bullying, when it comes to verbal and sexual abuse and all of these things, you know, we really have to hone in on it now, because in the school system, as educators, as nurses and all of that, because we don't have the same parental support that we used to have in the past, if that makes sense.
So now you guys have to wear so many more hats.
Absolutely.
Because wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, so education is definitely not for the faint of heart. You cannot go into it expecting a whole lot of money, a whole lot of accolades. You really have to have a passion for it, and just realize that your blessings will come from, you know, whatever you believe in. I believe in God, so I believe my blessings will come from God.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Wow, and He continues to bless you, and that's why
I'm so
phenomenal.
grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
I want to get off this subject, but I want to touch on one thing, and I don't know the full story, but I came across this headline or something to that effect. It was an uncle complaining, maybe a relative. He was holding his niece on his lap, and someone, I guess, challenged him on it or told him that that was inappropriate. What do you think about? How do you feel about something like that?
So I think in this world we live in today, people are very sensitive. Everyone. And I think that if you're an uncle holding your niece and someone says something to you about it, the proper thing to do is be like, oh, if there's no ulterior motive, or it's genuine, you know, I'm just holding my niece, just, you know, let her go sit down somewhere else or sit beside me. You can't get sensitive about these issues because they're here. And it doesn't even have to be a little girl, it can be a boy.
Yeah.
But when it comes to children, they don't have protectors everywhere. Everybody's not looking out for their well-being. So if someone says something to you, I think you just need to say, okay, let me just bite the bullet and, you know, do what's appropriate or what makes everyone feel comfortable. That's all I can say, because everybody's so sensitive. And it's children.
Yeah, I think it's
children.
And I can see that too. I know when I was growing up, I was told you don't sit on anybody's lap.
And I was told the same thing. We not sitting on the laps. We're not going in between the legs. Yeah. I was told the same thing, and I told my daughter the same thing.
Same here.
You know, so we're not doing that. But again. You know, and even, you know, with my daughter and her uncles, they love her. Like, it's not, you know, and they all have girls. So, you know, but everybody's really protective.
Yes.
Everybody understands, you know, we're doing everything to protect our girls, our family. Not just our girls. Because somebody can see something and perceive something else. And then it can be blown way out of proportion, or there could be something there. The thing is, it's not for us to guess.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to make sure that we're doing what's in the best interest of the child. So if I'm mom and I say I don't want that, then I don't want that. And it should be okay.
It should be respected.
It should be respected, and it should be okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your take.
Absolutely.
Okay, so enough of that.
Okay.
Enough of that.
All
right.
Okay.
So, in our 21 years, what's your favorite memory of either something we've done, a trip we've taken? I know what mine is.
And look, and I hope it's not the same one I'm thinking of, because we've done so many trips but the one I'm thinking of is when we went to Miami. So y'all, we went to Miami and
June of 2005.
Is that when it was?
Yes.
Oh my,
it was like June 5th, 2005.
Such a ball. All I remember is Nandi saying, sister, don't let me get on this table, because we were taking shots. Like, we were having a good time. It was my birthday, and we were and I just remember my sister, like, and that was when we were taking pictures. Like, we didn't have cell phones
Oh,
and all
no.
that.
We were taking-
so we
having to
were
get it
literally
developed.
taking pictures, and we was just snapping. And my sister was like, listen, don't let me get on this table. Watch how many shots I take. Like, it was, so it's funny because it was my birthday, and everybody was giving me instructions on how to keep them together. I'm like, what? What? But it was, we had the best time. And then when we came back, she was like, them pictures right there. we gonna hide them pictures, right? We gonna burn them because Tracy can't see them.
Oh, really? So you say it on camera?
Look, they gone now. It was in the past. I love you, bro. She really
Just
didn't do
dancing.
anything. Yeah, she really didn't do nothing. It was so fun.
Oh my God.
We just let our hair down and just had the best time. Walking, we were hitting hole in the walls, and they were like, "Come here, Shy." We were like, "Okay."
Yes.
We were dancing. Oh my goodness, we had great food. It was really, really fun. It was a lot of fun.
That was mine. That was definitely mine. But I think more specifically, was it the plane ride back?
when we were. So we all in the room, everybody sick. We had to be on the flight at like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh my gosh, everybody was tore up. Like, we were like, okay, we're not gonna go to sleep. Just stay up and pack. So we stayed up, we packed.
Oh my God.
Sister, and I was like, I don't feel good. And she went and got some seltzer water. She was like, here, drink this. I was like, what is it? Just drink it. I was like, okay. It was terrible. We were all sitting on the plane like,
Oh, yeah. Oh
my God.
That was the worst.
It
was
the worst. But
Well, thankfully we're grown.
absolutely.
And we're
good and grown now.
good and grown and delivered from
Yeah.
that.
Best trip.
Uh-oh, I think we have
Ever.
a question.
When was the last trip you guys gone together?
It's been some years because
Cancun, 2017?
yes.
That one was bittersweet because I feel like I ruined that one.
Oh.
I ruined it.
Do they know about the bird?
Well, I'll let you tell me. So I'll just say, 2017, Yvonne was our I think that was our, we may have done some things in between.
Yeah, but that was our big trip. Yeah, overseas.
We went to Cancun, and it was me and my cousin and my sister. And we went all the way to Cancun, staying at this beautiful resort.
Wonderful.
And then...
So my sister has a thing with birds. It travels back to when she was little, and people used to ring the necks in front of her and all kind of stuff. And so she does not like birds of any kind. So on that resort, it was birds everywhere.
Every kind.
And they were
turkeys,
swooping
peacocks,
in and out overhead, and she just the whole time. And me and Keisha, we're just like, and she's just like, I'm sorry. She going in the room, she coming back out, she sitting on there, she can't relax, she got on hat. It's just. It was fun. It was
fun.
The trip was fun, all of us hanging together and just talking and, having a good time. But them birds, boy, she just could not get it together. She kept apologizing. And so Keisha and I are both counselors. So she's a therapist and I'm a school counselor. So, of course, we're like, it's okay.
I was surrounded by therapy.
It's okay. Look, we're like, just take deep breaths and calm down.
I believe I had a panic attack.
Because
that was, I think, maybe the day before we left. We went out on the beach, and we sat down. And even walking there, I'm seeing a whole bunch of birds. But I'm trying to breathe through it and trying to, make our way over to the beach, thinking it's gonna be, clear. Bird free. I promise you, I saw turkeys. There was a peacock. There was anything that had a feather.
And she felt like they were attacking her.
Yeah,
and we had to be like, it's not you.
It was me. Because it bothers nobody else. I promise you, I heard them say, here she comes. She's coming now. Now.
Yeah.
I mean.
So we had to talk her down. Like, we were like, it's not you. But
it was me.
Yeah.
I could walk out this door right now and they'll be like, there she is. And they will show up. It's me. It's me. Every time I'm on the expressway, there's a truck, no lie, behind me with a whole bunch of chickens with the feathers falling off of it. It's me.
So we just gonna pray for my sister. But the trip overall, it was really nice to get away. It was really nice. We took some beautiful pictures. Our room was nice.
Yes, gorgeous.
It was. We had a really good time.
You had beautiful pictures.
Look, we can pull those pictures up. She was in the pictures too, smiling. As long as she didn't see no bird, we was like, hurry up, take the picture. Hurry up, take the picture. It was fun though. We always have a good time.
Boy.
We always have a good time.
Yeah,
But
leave it to us.
yeah.
Always make some type of memory.
Yeah.
You know what would be funny is for us to have the whole gang, Felix and
My gosh.
like this, it would be.
Oh, that would be so amazing.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
A live podcast. Yes, with all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
would
work
be
on it. I'm
amazing.
gonna reach out to him. You wouldn't be able to stand yourself.
Yeah, it's
you wouldn't be able
hilarious.
to stand. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're an interesting bunch.
Absolutely.
So, question for you. Give me one way, as we're wrapping it up, give me one example of how you've reclaimed your power and chose you.
So as we already talked about, being a mom, I feel like is my greatest blessing and my greatest feat. My parents are not here, as you are aware. My parents have passed away, and so that really hurt my feelings because I was like, God, why can't they be in Trent's life? Now she has her dad's parents, but I just felt like my parents would be an impact too. But they passed away when she was 2. And so I had to get over that feeling of helplessness, like I can't do this, because my mom, she was my mom, and I looked to her for things as I was growing up and all of that. So this big thing of being a mother, she hasn't been here. And so I've had to do a lot of praying, a lot of soul searching, a lot of, I read a lot of self-help books about, how to be the best me, the best version of me. But I've had to reclaim my power just by getting closer to God, reaching out to friends who are mothers, and you are, one of the key persons that have been, influential in my life. Like it just, and I see you with your girls, and I'm like, oh, I want to be like that with Trent, and I know it's happening because she'll say things like, Mom, you're my best friend, and I'm like, girl, I'm your mama, but we're gonna get to the best friend part, years from now. But I've had to reach out to friends and people that I know are like me, drawing closer to God and our faith, being good mothers, and just doing the best that we can. So, that's how I've had to reclaim my power. And I'm so supportive of you and what you're doing, because it's going to help so many of us that we're just trying to get it right. We're just trying to get it right every day. And it's not an easy thing to do. But I think as long as you're striving,
absolutely,
and as long as you have that positive mindset, and we all struggle. It's not
absolutely.
We all, oh my gosh, we all get stressed. Yeah. We all struggle
because
with
life.
Absolutely,
so we're gonna be different things are gonna be thrown at us at different times. So it's just how we approach it, how we view it, how we deal with it,
how we react. And you can make those choices. And I tell people all the time, every single thing is a decision.
Absolutely.
Every single thing is a decision. People act like they're confused, like, I don't know why this happened. What decision did you just make?
Exactly.
We can only control ours, not other people's. So right. I'm just staying prayerful, surrounding myself with positive people. You are one of them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sis.
And And that's how I'm doing it. Just, choosing me every day.
Yay! I love it. I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
And I know you've said it in several different ways,
Mm-hmm.
but give me one thing that you're most grateful for.
I'm grateful at this moment. I'm grateful for peace.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like there's nothing greater than peace.
Yes.
I pray all the time, and stuff happens. And work is stressing me out really and truly because it's the beginning of the year. I'm processing applications, dealing with parents, and all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm grateful that I can come home. I can look at my daughter and smile. She's healthy. She's safe. We're both healthy and whole. Like, I'm grateful for that. Mm-hmm. I'm grateful we have some place to stay. I'm grateful my car is working. Like, it's the little things for me.
It's the little things.
Really and truly, people take this stuff for granted, but I'm grateful I have a paycheck we can eat. And then not only can we eat, we have choices. Yeah. We don't have to have ramen noodles. I had ramen noodles in college.
Girl.
That's what my parents sent me in the care package when they were alive. I had ramen noodles, fruit cups, But I can either eat ramen noodles or I can, go have a steak. So I'm grateful for peace.
Yes.
And I'm grateful that I decide every day to keep my peace. Even when I veer off, I'm like, no, gotta get back to the peaceful state. Right. Gotta get back to the peaceful state. So I'm grateful.
Yay.
So grateful for peace.
Well, I'm grateful for you, sis. That's one of my things I can say that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you being here, for you agreeing at the last minute to do this and adding me to the list and checking your calendar.
Absolutely.
Checking your list and checking it twice. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. One thing I'm most grateful for, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the process. I'm grateful that this whole podcast journey has been interesting. It's so new and I'm learning every day. And sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all these ideas in my mind and I'm like, oh, it's not going to work. But I'm most grateful for the grace that I'm giving myself. Mm-hmm. Because years ago, oh my goodness, I wasn't able. Mm-hmm. I wasn't able. I would have had panic attacks, anxiety attacks. I would have shut it down. But I'm giving myself grace, enough grace to learn and to get better and better with each one. So that's what I'm most grateful for. Sis, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
I love and appreciate you so much. This was fun.
It was, absolutely.
And so we'll have to figure out a way to do it again.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you all for joining us on this episode. Reclaim your power, choose you. See you on the next one. Bye.
This is Reclaiming My Power. I Choose Me.